Hey everyone, Donnie Eisenhower here, and welcome back to the North Carolina Real Estate Pre-License Prep. First of all, thank you for taking time to invest in your future and in your real estate career. If these videos are helping you to prepare for your North Carolina real estate exam, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and give this video a thumbs up. Also share with other people who may be future brokers with you. Today, we're covering Chapter 16, Property Management. Now, here's some good news. This is a huge amount of math in this chapter, but there are several important exam questions that show up over and over again. Our goal today is simple. Learn what property managers do, understand agency relationship, know what must be in a property management agreement, understand trust account rules, learn fair housing issues related to property management, and review key term questions you are most likely to see. So let's jump in. Section 1. What is property management? Property management is exactly what it sounds like. Managing property by someone else for compensation. A property manager represents the owner of the property and is hired to protect the owner's interest. One of the most tested concepts in this chapter is, what is the primary purpose of a property manager? And the answer is to maintain the value of the property and to generate the highest possible return for the owner. So remember this, a property manager works for the owner, not the tenant. That could be a question you could see on an exam. So let's talk about agency relationship. When a property owner hires a brokerage firm to manage property, an agency relationship is created. But what type of agency relationship is it? It is general agency. Property managers are considered general agents. Why? Because they have broader authority than most real estate brokers do. So remember this, listing and buyer agents, they are special agents, but property managers are general agents. And so if a owner signs a property management agreement with a brokerage firm, the firm becomes the owner's general agent. That exact question may appear up later on, if you know what I mean. Let's talk about what the property management agreement is. So the property management agreement is one of the most important topics that is in this chapter. Must it be in writing? Yes, it must. In North Carolina, all property management agreements must be in writing from the very beginning of the relationship. The agreement typically includes the property description, the beginning date and end date, what the management fee is, authority of the manager, reporting responsibility, owner responsibilities, and termination dates. Now here's a favorite for the exam. What is typically included in a property management agreement? And the answer would be description of the property manager's authority. So let's talk about how a property manager gets paid. Property managers can get paid in several ways. They can get a percentage fee. That's the most common. They can get a flat fee. That's a fixed monthly amount. They could get a per unit fee based on the number of units, or a combination of all three. North Carolina Real Estate Commission does not dictate the fee that is charged. The owner and the manager, they negotiate that together. So let's look how this chapter math problems. Let's see here. Danny manages an apartment building. There are 10 units, $750 per month. One unit is vacant for half the month. A management fee is 10%. So what we need to do is step 1, occupied units. That's 9 units times 750. That gives us 6,750. Now step 2, half a month of occupancy. That's 750 divided by 2 gives us 375. So now, step 3, total rent collected. 6,750 plus $375 equals $7,125. So now step 4, the management fee. The management fee is $7,125 times the 10%. That is $712.50. So final answer is that Danny earns $712.50. That's really the primary math problem for this chapter. So typical property manager duties. Managers wear a lot of hats. Some of the common duties that they do will include financial duties. With financial duties, they'll be creating a budget, calculating cash flow, preparing reports, and planning capital expenditures. They also do marketing duties, advertising properties, creating rental schedules, analyzing rental markets, and offering leasing incentives. Tenant duties. They'll screen the applicants, collect rent, manage security deposits, and handle lease renewals. Then there are also maintenance duties, maintaining the property, coordinating repairs, scheduling inspections, and protecting property value. So what can an unlicensed assistant do or not do? This is something that you should know. An unlicensed assistant, they can show rental property. They can collect rent. They can fill in blanks on forms. They can provide factual information about the property. Now, what they cannot do, they cannot negotiate. They cannot give advice. They cannot receive commissions, nor can they discuss contract terms. So remember, a salary employee must have a license if they are negotiating security deposit. Negotiation requires a license. So remember this from chapter 13. You don't need to become a CPA for this, but you do need to understand cash flow. So just a quick review of this. The potential gross income, let's say, is $100,000. There is a vacancy loss of $10,000 minus the collection loss of $10,000. So that now gives us a effective gross income of $80,000. Now we're going to minus the operating expense. That's $20,000. Net operating income, NOI, is now $60,000. Now that we have the NOI, we need to minus the debt service. That is $35,000. So now that gives us a cash flow before taxes of $25,000. The exam usually focuses on understanding the order of this calculation rather than the complexity of the math. So let's talk a little bit about fair housing and tenant screening. Property managers must comply with fair housing laws. They also must comply with Equal Credit Opportunity Act, disability laws, and ADA requirements. You cannot discriminate based on race, color, religion, national origin, sex, disability, or familial status. A common exam question may involve the disability combination or accommodations. A tenant requests grab bars in the bathroom. What must the property manager do? The answer is to allow the tenant to make the modifications at the tenant's expense. So let's talk money now. Property managers frequently handle security deposits. They'll also handle rent payments and owner funds. And so because of this, a trust account rules become extremely important. We need to understand coercion. Coercion. That is using someone else's money for your own purpose. An example of this would be using a tenant's security deposit to pay your electric bill. That's coercion, and that's a no-no. Commingling. Mixing your money with a client's funds. Example, depositing your personal rental income into a trust account. That is commingling. Both are serious violations. Easy way to remember this is coercion is stealing. Commingling is mixing. Before we finish, let's hit some big exam points here. Question: property managers are what type of agents? They are general agents. What does the property manager, or who does the property manager owe fiduciary duties to? The property owner. Must a property manager agreement be in writing? Yes, the property management agreement needs to be in writing. Can an unlicensed assistant negotiate lease terms? No, they cannot. No, they cannot. Can an unlicensed assistant show rental property? Yes, they can. Can a tenant install disability modifications? Yes, at their expense. Coercion means what? Using someone else's money. Commingling means what? Mixing funds. How long must trust account records be retained? 3 years. Y'all, that's it for chapter 16, property management. This chapter is really about understanding the relationships, responsibilities, fair housing requirements, trust accounts, and protecting the owner's interest. If you remember, property manager equals general agent, fiduciary duty is to the owner, property management agreement must be in writing, unlicensed assistant cannot negotiate, coercion is stealing, commingling is mixing. You'll be in great shape for the North Carolina real estate exam. And thank you so much for watching and supporting my YouTube channel by liking and subscribing to it. Don't forget to download Chapter 16 worksheet in the link below to help you study. And feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Until next time, keep studying and keep pushing forward. Remember, I am here to help you from licensing to close.